Hey mate.
G'day, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good. How's things?
Yeah, things are okay. I'll start her up, eh?
Okay, mate. No worries.
I think I've probably got 5 or 10 minutes there, so I don't have long.
No problem. No problem.
I'll sort of give a bit of a scene set and leave it with you.
Okay.
Hi, son. Leon's got some time control things as well, so when we get to him, we need to get to him quite quickly. Hey everyone, and welcome along to today, the Christmas show for Access to Both Online Trading Profits. It's a good evening, John. It's a really different show for us. 2020, it's been a heck of a year, and I've got to say, I really look forward to winding it up and starting to talk about 2021, which is largely what we'll do today. For us, a Christmas party in the past would involve us going to a restaurant or bar in Singapore and opening up the tab and letting it run till everyone went home and spending some time face to face with the team and with the clients. And obviously, it's a very different event this year. Lots going on, unfortunately, in the company. A little bit of good news today. Nothing massively major, but we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along. What I'd really like to do today is get around the team. Look, anyone that wants to talk about markets is welcome to talk about markets. Anyone wants to talk about more one-to-one, person-to-person basis, they're welcome to do that. Nice to see people piling into the room from the team. Good to see you guys all here. What I'd like each of you guys to do at some stage, first of all, I'd like to wish everybody who celebrates it a really Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. If you don't celebrate it, welcome along. It's a market thing as well as anything else, and you don't need to celebrate it to be at this. We do want to acknowledge those that are celebrating and wish them very well. And for those that have other beliefs and do other things, well, when your time comes around, we'll wish you happy of that as well. My goal for today is to wander around the team and ask them really only a couple of questions. What are their memories of 2020? What their plans are for Christmas and what their expectations are for 2021. And for some of them, that may be talking about financial markets only, and for some of them, might be talking about not financial markets at all. Um, Whatever they want to do is okay. My goal for this show really is to have a bit of fun and have you guys enjoy it. Unfortunately, I'm in the beyonds of New Zealand at the moment. I'm in a place called Takaha, and you can look that up if you want on Google Maps. Takaha's up on the coast. I've just been camping with a couple of friends. I've caught a bug, and I'm not especially good today, and I'm not especially sure I'll be able to stay on the show for very long at all. But I'll do my best. I want to be here. I have a feeling I may well fall asleep listening to you guys talking about your stuff, and if I do, that'd be a nice way to fall asleep. It's a day, I guess, like many days in the past, where I spend the night away from my family, which I'd rather not do. But normally I'm in Singapore, and that's one of the big changes that's come in this thing. Um, I'd like especially to dedicate this show to the people around the world that can't have a normal Christmas. I know there's a lot of them at the moment. UK, America, Sydney, all going through some pretty rough times compared to the times we have, and I just want to send my best wishes to anyone in those places, and and hope you can make the best of what you've got, and that next year will be a little bit better. And I think as well, we're seeing a lot of people in this time. If you have any degree of mental health problems, then this disease is making it really tough. And our thoughts are really with those people as well over this break. Hope you get a break, and I hope you're able to hold on to the fact that there's better times coming for all of us. That this is going to end, and we are going to get better, and we are going to travel again. We're going to do the things that we love again, and all we need to do is just sit tight and make the best of these moments as best we possibly can, and get through the other end, so life can come back to some degree of normality. So, welcome everybody. Welcome along to our Christmas show for 2020. Might start with you, Ash. I've got three questions for you. What are your
Yep.
memories of 2020? What are you doing for Christmas? Um, what are your expectations for 2021? And again, Marcus or no Marcus, that's up to you.
Well, my memories of 2020 are actually it's been a learning curve for me. Actually, to kind of see this particular situation is very different from the last one. The 2009 crisis was caused by financials, and this one was caused by something that was a force of nature, arguably. So it's been a very, very different market to kind of get your head around. And my approach has changed, very much. It's been, I think I've learned more this year than I ever have before in my career. And I feel in really good shape for 2021. I'm really positive about 2021. The start of the year was actually quite tough. you know, the first 3 months of the year was quite tough for me, but I managed to adapt, and I've adapted in such a way that I think the future is more secure, you know, for me than it was maybe at the start of the year, because of the education that I've put myself through. You know, obviously educating people has helped me grow in one aspect, but I've really worked on myself as well, and educated myself in many ways. And I feel like I'm on a really good path now. You know, I kind of I've got a very specific thing that I'm focused on, and that's always the big question, I think, with markets. It's not that there is so much to learn. Is it what is it that you should be learning? Because as soon as you know that, as soon as you can answer the question, what should I be learning? What should I be focusing on? Then the information to find is easily available, and I'm finding the information that I need to get now. So. Yeah, 2021. I think I'll remember it as a bit of what is it when a butterfly comes out of the pod? Can't think of what that word is.
Yeah,
what's it called? Yeah. Metamorphosis, I think.
That'll do. I'm not sure that's what they call it, but that will you do for us. Mate, my impression, and one of the things that I don't do, I don't. And you bring me to an interesting thing, really. You know, one of my goals for next year, and possibly my only goal for next year for the business, is that I want more profitable traders and less trading experts. That I'm concerned that we teach people so much stuff that they become really knowledgeable, and they're not specific in using it and making enough money. And it's going to reflect on the team. It'll be the biggest adjustment of the team ever next year. We've got, I'll be announcing in January at least 3 new traders coming into the team. We're working in different areas, and we're going to basically, people that are making money have got to stay, and people who aren't making money have just got to go. We've got to be really tough about it. If we want to teach people to make money, then everybody on our team has to be making money, and you have to be really clear about that. That the people who are struggling have got to make way for those that can. And which brings me to my question, really, mate. First 3 months really tough. Last 9 months pretty good. Overall, as a year for you, how's it right?
Overall for a year, it's been good. Overall for a year, it's been good. Yeah. So the first 3 months were tough but controlled, and this is the thing, you know, I always have that in my back pocket, no matter what happens, even though things can be like, you know, a lot harder. With the way that things are, you know, shaped up with the market, there was always sort of like, you know, the management skills that I'd already acquired would always stand me in good stead. So really, no matter what the market throws at me at this stage in my career, it's I know I'll always be okay. But obviously, I want to be better than okay, and that's really the key. Is this, you know, how can I bounce forward, you know, from a point where it's a bit of a struggle. And you know, as I say, I think I've found a new pathway that I can actually kind of follow that are going to make things even better in the future. So yeah, I feel in really good shape, mate. Really good shape. I'm really excited about 2021, and I'll be interested to know where I'm going to be this time next year, because as I say, I know what I should be focusing on, and there's so much that I've found that I want to kind of like immerse myself in, and it's going to take a while. But you know, in a year's time, it's going to be even more. You know, I'll be even more advanced than where I am now, which is exciting for me. As for Christmas, what? Yeah, go on.
Before we get on to your Christmas, there's a couple things I'd like to do. I'm going to give away some prizes in the event, and while I haven't told anybody, because really I haven't spoken to anyone today, I've just laid in bed and been sick all day long. What I'd like to do today is I'd like to give away, there's a couple of things, right? I'd like to give away a prize of the audience's choosing. So you guys know during the show today, we're going to give away 1 ticket to Orlando's group, 1 ticket to Ash and Jeff's new group, and 1 ticket to the Strategy Bias group. And just so you guys are clear, these will all start on the 11th of January. They're not going to start now and it's been 2 weeks. We don't do them very much. They'll start on the 11th of January. But here's what I want to know from the guys who are here. Here's how you enter the draw for the prize that you guys choose. You guys tell me what you want, and I'll tell you whether I can do it. You post in the chat. If we could give away a prize for Christmas, what would you like it to be? I'm afraid I can't end COVID or global hunger, but if you tell me that you want something put into the prizes, I'll let you know whether I can do it or not. We'll add at least 1 prize to the prize pool. You click in the chat. You tell me what you guys would want. And the other thing you need to do is you need to tell me this. Your memories of 2020, what you're doing for Christmas, and what your goals are for 2021. Put that in there, and we'll pick out one of the prizes, and we'll give it away in the draw later on today. What is the prize you would like? Let me know. If you let me know what the prices are that you want, then I'll give away one of those. So, mate, not only Christmas, but will be the same or different?
Oh, it's going to be different. Yeah, it's going to be different. For a start, we haven't got any food because we were planning to go somewhere, and that's been whipped from under our feet. But I think when it comes down to it, I always sort of think you kind of have to figure out where things really sit. You know, what's the reality of it? And the reality is that I live in a lovely place near the sea, and I've got a lovely family, and I've got enough food. It might not be Christmas food, but I've got enough food, and things are good. So it's going to be different, but it'll be great. It'll still be great. There's there certainly won't be any harping on about the fact that we couldn't have this and couldn't have that, because the things we can't have, then they'll be back again. You know, it's like it's something that is not gone forever. So we'll adapt and we'll have a good time. So it will be just a smaller Christmas this year. The plans that we had was to kind of get up in with a group of people, but because of the new laws over here, is that there's new tiers, but also you can only go and visit the people in your bubble for the day. And where we were traveling to was a 6-hour journey there and back, so half the day would be travel. So there's no way we can do it now. But it'll still be great, mate. Still be great. You know, we can still. We've. The thing is, we'll do the normal things apart from the food. We might have beans on toast or something, but we'll do the normal things apart from the food. But then we'll go to the beach. You know, we'll go and have a little wander on the beach. And we were down there a few days ago, and I haven't been to the beach for probably about a month actually. And it's just, it makes all the difference when you live in a place that I live. With the energy of the place that doesn't ever go, and the energy is probably created more so by nature than anything else. So we got downs as well. We got really lovely kind of really lovely nature reserves everywhere, and lovely kind of fields and hills all surrounding us. So it's going to be a good one no matter what. We'll be absolutely fine. There's plenty for us to do, and obviously having a 4-year-old around the place kind of takes the edge off anything else as well, because she's not aware. All she knows is that Father Christmas is coming. So we've got to make sure that Father Christmas is still coming. So so we haven't really got time to be wallowing in the fact that we can't see our buddies for a champagne on Christmas Eve. Oh, it hurts to say it, but yeah. So it'd be great, mate. It'd still be really good,
mate. I think that sounds awesome. And 2021, mate. What are the goals? Are they trading goals? Are they life goals? What are your plans for 2021?
Yeah, I think they are definitely to do with trading goals. I mean, when it comes down to life goals, in many respects, a lot of the things that if I think about it almost like a spider graph, and all the life goals kind of like coming off in this, that, and the other in all different ways, then most of it is down to education. I mean, there's certain things that I am learning that are aside from trading. I'm learning a new language and things like that, and that will all be sort of taken care of. But trading is always going to sit at the hub of it, because I know that's what gives me the freedom. So really I suppose the goal when it comes down to trading is to continue to implement the things that I know, and implement them professionally, and implement them properly. And if I do that, everything else will take care of itself. Everything else around that will take care of itself, because it buys me time. That's the key, really.
Yeah, mate. It's a hell of a blessing, isn't it, mate? That right now, there are a lot of people facing some uncertainty in the future, and really, as traders, we'll just get on what we've always done. In fact. Actually, I'm going to ask you, are you going to trade through Christmas?
Yeah. I should say no, but yeah, I've got positions on that are interesting. So, I mean, I'm already trade. I've already made the sort of like the thing to trade. I've already sort of like implemented certain things, because the thing is, I can't justify taking. I mean, I won't trade when the market's closed, because I can't. But anytime the market's open, I won't be so intensive over it, but I will be still doing some work on it, because if there is an opportunity that comes up, I am not going to sit back and not take advantage of an opportunity that arises. You know, I've always got my ear to the ground about what's going on in the world. So, you know, if I hear something and I think that could be an opportunity to make some money, then I'll make some money. You know, I'll go and push the button and make some money. I won't. I'm not really one. I mean, you know, mate. I mean, I remember you saying to me before, when I said, "Oh, I'm going to have a break." I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, and I said, "I'm just going to have a break and then come back." I was having a bit of a bad time of it, and you said, "Don't do that. Just trade small, because otherwise you're going to take a little while to kind of get back up to pace again." And I think it's really true for me. You know, if I do sort of like step away for a period, then it does take me a while to kind of like, you know, get myself back up and running. So I prefer to keep my finger in the game for a little, you know, even on a small basis. I mean, it'd be light trading and it'll be you know, slightly less intensive, as I say. But I'll keep my finger in because it's just better for me, and it's not good for everybody. Most people probably should take a break, but for me, I don't like coming back cold. You know, I like to sort of like stay at least lukewarm so I can come back hot.
And Christmas the last 2 years has given us a big oil trade and a big gold trade, right? The last 2 years of Christmas have been pretty good times to be in the market. But I'm going to come back and ask you a final question in a few seconds. And after that, you've still got the format for the rest if I can't stay in. I think that's likely. First of all, for the team, if you want to go next, can you just chat me? Even probably better on Skype if you can. Let me know you want to go next, and know you can go next. Otherwise, we'll just continue going through the list of people who are in here. What's the trade of the year next year? What should we be watching for?
What's the trade?
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's short the pound. I think no matter what happens with this trade deal, I think the UK economy is in all sorts of trouble, and I think if the pound pops to the upside, which a trade deal will probably give it, then I think the UK economy is going to be probably a bit of a laggard because no matter what the trade deal is going to be, it's still not going to be economically as good as staying in the EU, and also the way that the pandemic's been handled has been. It's been pretty. It's been terrible. It's been really poorly managed. This whole thing has been really poorly managed. We're an island, and if anybody should be able to protect themselves, it should be an island. And the fact that we've probably had one of the worst situations, you know, through this last 9 months, and been battered economically and borrowed, and the deficit is high, and unemployment is high, and we're leaving the EU. I think the UK economy is going to suffer, and I think it could suffer in quite a fundamental way next year. So for me, the trade next year is to short the pound.
Okay, guys, I'm going to ask the guys in the attendees again, please. If you'd like a special prize, then tell me what it is. Tell me what your memories of 2020 are. Tell me what you're doing over Christmas. Tell me what your thoughts are for 2021. We will have a look and see what prizes we can give, and we will draw later in the show what we can do. I haven't seen anything come in or do I have a chat saying they would like to go next. I know we are expecting Leon, and I know he's on quite tight time restraints. Ash, if you see me go off camera, you just need to take over if that's okay.
Yeah, I'll take over, mate. Yeah, no problem at all.
I'll go as long as I can. Let's look. I'm working on that, Helen. Yeah, it's on the list. There's a few things on the list where we have had a very disappointing couple of weeks about our new website and hosting, etc. And we'll get that resolved during the new year. But I am deciding whether to put in fact, let's ask you guys. I love asking you guys questions. Do I put a chat area inside our members area, or do we put a chat area on social media? Do we want a trading chat on Facebook with some tight rules, or do we do it in the private area? What do you guys think? Would you like to have a more open Forex discussion area or trading discussion area? Look, I think interesting. It's not the response I was expecting, to be honest. Interesting. Let me know, guys. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but the stuff you type into these, particularly in this show, the questions I ask you, the answers we get have a big bearing on the decisions that we make. And unanimous so far for private area. So let us know for what you think, and we will go with that. Look, I think we might go to Lloyd next, and we'll continue to move it around the group a little bit. Lloyd, how are you?
Hi, Paul. Hi, Ash.
Hi, mate. How are you?
Feeling great.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I just managed to just came back from modifying my Brompton. I think I'm gonna spend a lot of money on that fella, which is not a good habit.
Honestly, mate, Lloyd, unless it's changed, there's only one really good Brompton shop in Singapore. They're licensed. They do a great job, and you be careful of that Brompton. I told you my wife's Brompton got stolen from the train station in Singapore. Boy, she was upset. She loved that bike. Mate, tell me a couple of things, Lloyd. What are your memories of 2020?
Overall, actually, I mean, to me, 2020 was a fun year for me personally because I actually get to do a lot of things that I wanted to do, be it by myself or with my family. I mean, the setback was that I couldn't really travel with my father cycling, but nevertheless, I actually got to spend a lot more time with them. Yeah, so actually that was a good thing. Personally, for me, 2020 was also the year that I learned to actually, I would say more or less trust myself. Yeah. So previously, I mean, the trading all this was good, but overall, I think it was a learning process for me. Still learning. Yeah. Whenever the trade is on, whenever I put on a trade, I still think about the trades. Yeah. On hindsight, I don't think that was a really good thing because whenever I think about it, it was more like doubting what I'm doing. Yeah. So more or less nowadays, once I put on a trade, I managed to just walk away. Yeah. So I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Though it took really a long time to do that. Yeah. I mean, the first step was obviously not to tamper with whatever I put on the charts. Then the second step was probably just to really, really walk away. Physically walking away is not hard. Mentally walking away is the tough part, which I didn't really expect to be that way.
That's a great distinction. It's so true. That we talk about walking away and letting them be, and well, as you say, walking away from the computer is easy. Not thinking about them while you walk away is tough. And mate, I'm pleased to hear. I think it's really great that the first two guys who've spoken about it have spoken about a journey of learning and improving. And look, guys, I want to make it really clear for listening to the show that any trader who thinks they've made it isn't far from the market teaching them a pretty terrible lesson. You never make it. It's just a continual effort to get better and to improve because everyone else in the market's doing the same thing. And you become more consistent and you become more profitable, but you never get it all done. It's a pretty big topic out there. Lloyd, Christmas for you, Singapore, will you do anything for Christmas New Year?
No, by and large, my family don't really celebrate Christmas. We don't really celebrate Christmas. But I can already envision that my Christmas will probably be cycling with my father onto some place which he will settle it. Yeah.
Nice, mate. That sounds pretty cool. And what are your thoughts on 2021?
As in trading or personal?
Either one, mate. It's a Christmas show. You can choose, mate. I think people who are listening to us are probably as interested in both. I think they're interested in who we are as human beings. I think they like. By the way, I thought it was really nice of Simon to tell you, Ashley, he was prepared to shout your family Christmas. Did you read that comment?
Yeah, no, I didn't. I missed that. Let me go back.
He said, "Can he come down?" But he's an Englishman. He wouldn't come down without some food and wine, right? That's not the way to do it. Right?
Oh, son, can I come for Christmas now? It's like, yeah, man, you can. Yes, you can. I can't even eat a turkey. This is the thing. Do you know what was a bit disappointing for me? Sorry to cut in on your little thing, Lloyd. Is that because my friend lives on a farm where we're going with, they live on a farm. They I know that they have ethically farmed turkeys that have a good life. And they talked me into having turkey for the day. And I thought, you know what? I haven't had meat for, 2 years now. So I was going to have a Christmas turkey. So I'm even more gutted now because I can't just go to the shop and get a turkey. I've got to know that this turkey's had a good life. So I'm back to kind of a disappointing pulse or vegetable. Mate, so bring a turkey, Si, and you're welcome.
and ethically farmed turkey.
It's got to be ethically farmed. Yeah, it's got to be ethically farmed.
Yeah, at least you're making a conscious choice. That's good.
There's gosh. It's a really nice time of year. Lots of reasons to chat. And I'm really interested in if you've got some thoughts on the markets, Lloyd. And look, on one of the things, we talk a lot in our shows about forex, but I know you trade a lot of other things. If you want to talk about any of that stuff, you're really welcome to. If you want to talk about personally what your aims are for 2021, I think that's fine as well. I think people in the room are interested in all of that stuff, and in a minute we're going to ask one or two of them to share their stuff as well. Mike, can we unmute people on the show?
Yeah, I think it's actually possible to do that, to unmute the attendees.
Okay. Rightio, Lloyd, 2021, what's in store?
2021, I think, well, touching on the trading part, actually I kind of enjoyed what I've been doing throughout 2020. I'm still going to continue doing it. That means just trying to come up with new systems to trade, and of course learning to trust the systems. Because I kind of like the way of what I'm doing now, and probably sharing with people who is in ADW. I find a really objective and systematic approach works best for me. Yeah, I mean it's just because I do trade bonds and stocks, so the fundamental data from those areas actually do affect my forex, which I also come to learn that may not necessarily be a good thing. Yeah, so I need to learn to separate the ways which I approach different markets. Yeah, so forex, I decided to adopt a really objective and systematic approach, which I think for currently works best for me this way. Yeah, and personally for me, yeah.
What's your record for your new strategy for the last 5 months, Lloyd?
December I wasn't really active, so I will still quote the figure which I've given you. That means from November past 4 months back, there'll be about 40%, I think.
Right, nice, man, nice. I think it's one of the things I really like, Lloyd. You know, this thing about you said some stuff there that I think is really important. I'm going to comment on here. I'm going to comment on a bit of this stuff. Feel free to jump in if you want to. But one of the things, Lloyd, is that you know, you've come from being a very discretionary, quite aggressive trader to bring it all the way back to here is a set of criteria that doesn't require much opinion. And you say that what you need is a really objective way of trading. But the truth is, Lloyd, full credit, because for your personality, that's a long walk from where you were. That's not the trader you were 2 years ago. And being able to go, well, actually, I don't really choose to trade this way, but this is how I make the money, so I'm going to trade this way. That's a professional trader.
Yeah, I will agree with you. And one thing I would like to add on is that trading personality and the personal characteristics at some point of time needs to merge together. Yeah, if we try to force something in, I think, at least for me personally, it didn't really work out well in the past. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think in my prior life working is that I tend to adopt one characteristics for working and the other characteristics for handling human-to-human interaction. Yeah. So coming back to trading, not investing. Investing is still okay because for investing the trades takes months to play out. Yeah, unfortunately for trading, the slap from the market comes pretty fast. Usually in a couple of hours, I will know the market will decide to slap me or not.
Yeah.
Right, team, if you'd like to go next, let me know, and I will bring who wants to go next. And I know everyone's got well, I know for some people it's a really busy time of year, and for some people it's not quite so much. If you're one of the attendees and you have any questions, pop them in the box, and me or Ash will ask it of the guys as well. Happy to ask it of them. Happy to ask it of you. Do I have any volunteers from the attendee to answer my 3 questions, please? The 3 questions always remain the same. The 3 questions are: what are your memories of 2020? What are you doing for Christmas? What are your expectations for 2021? George has just messaged and tell me he'll go next. We'll go to George, then we'll go to one of the public.
Hey, Paul, how you guys doing? Ash.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Doing very well.
Thanks, Lloyd. Thanks, Ash. Thanks for coming in. George, how you going?
Going well, thanks. Going very well.
What are your memories of 2020?
Well, I mean, I like the word that Ash used, metamorphosis. You know, for me, 2020 has been the 3rd year of a personal process that I've labeled my own metamorphosis. You know, and it started when we left Saudi Arabia. We spent a year and a half in Mauritius, a beautiful island there. who managed to contain the virus, actually, Ash. And the other half back here in Joburg. And 2020, when it started, I was deeply immersed in this process. And one of the things that my wife's always known that I just tend to work nonstop. And she was kind of hinting you need to learn to rest and take a break. You know, you can't keep pushing yourself. I know there's a lot of stuff to be done and studies, etc. And then the virus hit. And what could you do except work? You know, after the first month of being scared and everything locked down and no traffic on the roads, I actually realized, goodness, there is, at least for me, there was nothing else to do except use all of that time just to immerse in my own personal processes. You know, when schools eventually opened, you know, for the first 3 months, we decided to do homeschooling because the school had a Zoom thing for our daughter. So my wife would focus on that. And you just don't know, between your desk, your dining room, it's all just one blur because you're locked in, right? But I used that time exceptionally well. And I think the highlight of it was in August, I wrote and published 7 books on this thing that I'm calling the mind of Christ, all one after the other. I mean, the level of productivity. Don't ask me how it happened, but I just produced those books. They're out on Amazon. If anyone goes to Amazon author and look for my name, you'll see all those books there. And I'm writing.
Mike, can you put George's name into the chat so they can spell it correctly, please? Mike, can you copy George's name and put it into the chat, please? So if you want to track down his books, they can find it.
Excellent. So you would go to amazon.com/author/ George Nyabadza, one word. You'll see all the books there. And I'm about to finish the 8th one, which I'm hoping to finish before this year close. But it's all on this. So for me, it's been this whole. A friend of mine called it a philosophy. I don't know why, but he said your philosophy on the mind. So that's been a big thing for me. And if I jump to 2021, I really want to share it with people who share the same beliefs, those who share the same beliefs as I do, that bunch of guys celebrating Christmas, but those who want to explore this mind of Christ outside of this group, you know, I really want to take it out because, you know, bearing in mind my background and where I've come from, I've seen what it does. I mean, I've got quite a few coaching clients. Just as a note, by the way, Paul, remember a couple of years ago, you said, listen, mate, don't just either train people or use coaching, do something else that brings you income, but that also grows and develops you. So I've built my coaching business on the mind of Christ, or not built it fully, still built. So the big focus for me for 2021. Just an example, I've got 2 clients. They've got nothing to do with trading. One is the chief strategy officer for one of the medical aid schemes here listed on the JSE. These are huge businesses. I mean, in US dollar terms, we're talking of billion dollar businesses. She's a chief strategist, a medical doctor by practice. And just this morning, I was finishing, you know, there's 10 sessions. So I was finishing the 9th session. And I said to her, listen, by the way, I've done the recon. You have paid me more than the fee. She says, no, don't worry. The rest is a gratuity. It's a tip. Thank you very much for changing my life. I mean, this is a top-notch executive that you would never think of. The other one is a senior partner in one of the top 5 companies in the Middle East. Is an Egyptian Arab guy, but he's a Christian. Now I'm seeing the impact I'm having in guys in the corporate world where I came from. And that for me is I'm just so passionate. I just want as many guys of the same beliefs, but in the corporate world so that's my focus for 2021. And obviously there's an impact on me, but yeah.
What are you going to do for Christmas?
We're going away. Fortunately, you know, we are allowed to still travel within South Africa. Last week we spent a couple of days in the bush just nearby here in Johannesburg, but we're going away to the Kruger Game Park, which
I love Kruger Game Park towards one of my favorite places I've ever been, mate. We had a great few days there, mate. It was awesome.
Yeah. So we're spending 4 days out there. I mean, in the mountains. We're really looking forward to it. Now, I will have my laptop, but I've promised not to open it, just in case, you know.
No, I'm just waiting not open it, George, just to not take it. You can do 4 days, mate. Mark will be close for 3 of them.
Yeah.
Cheers, George. George,
Okay.
thanks for that, mates. And who wants to go next, guys? If you want to go next, just Skype me. I'll actually put you in. If you're attending in the room, let us know the prize that you think we should give away tonight, and I'll be adding it too. In fact, why don't we give away one of the prizes now? Maya, what's the first prize we're going to give away? George, can you type your name into the box so people can spell it right? They can do the Amazon author stuff, but I need to know your name. I have the list. Mike, can you we're going to give away, actually what we'll do is we'll talk next to Orlando and then we'll give away a seat in his analysis group, hey? So if you can get ready, and everybody goes in the draw for that. Everybody goes in the draw for Orlando, and we'll talk to Orlando next, and then we will do that. And then I might do a couple of questions myself. I've got a couple of things to say on a bit of this stuff, so we'll see how we go. Ash, you still doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good, mate. Doing good.
Orlando, how you going, buddy?
I'm doing fine. How are you, mate? Long time no talk.
Yeah, mate. I'll be honest, mate. I am crap. But I'll be better tomorrow, mate. Take some medicine, get a night's sleep, and I'm hoping to be able to eat some food tomorrow. And I've got I'm an 8-hour drive away from home, so today I just couldn't drive home. I was just too sick. So
okay, yeah, but what do you do, mate?
It's one of those things, mate. We talk to people like yourself, and you know, I think as you know, mate, we've basically got 4 Western traders over 50 that talk on these shows. And after yesterday, 4 of them have lost a mum this year. I know you've lost a couple of family members as well. Ours not directly to COVID. Yours more directly to COVID. It's been a challenging year, mate. It's been a year like no other, and I certainly hope. And I've got to say this, you know, as a trader, there's a lot of money going on that COVID's under control. And the minute COVID's not under control, we're going to see some markets like we've never seen before. If a couple of these vaccines don't work, if there's a new strain that won't work on them, if there's some side effects, boy, oh boy, we'll see a market then. Mate, how about you, mate? Memories of 2020?
Well, 2020 has been a ride for me, mate. Actually, well, the year that I finally found myself as a trader, you know, how to be consistently profitable for weeks and so on. It's been a hard ride for me because realizing what works, realizing that sometimes what you think will work for you really doesn't, in the sense that, for example, I've always thought myself as a swing trader, right? But I hardly came to realization that I am not the kind of trader that is going to hold an entire position for months or weeks, right? So finding myself as a trader was a great feeling. Even though that this year for me was not a good year results wise, but you know, I mean.
Mate, take that head thing off, will you, so we can see you. You look like Darth Vader.
I'm super cold, mate.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
See you better, mate. Yeah, you look more like you. Yeah.
I'm just super cold. I even have a good.
So, mate, I even
have a heater here. So yeah, I mean, you know, going through, well, for me, this year has been very good in the sense that I've worked a lot in mining my trading data, you know, finding my leaks. And I realized that that's the most important thing of all, you know, finding the smallest leak, and analyzing or reanalyzing the data in different ways, you know. So I can actually so I can actually learn from my past performance how to optimize my trading decisions. And I've come to the realization that not only I am not a trader that is going to hold the position for a long time, in the sense that I realized that my trading is best when I take profit in certain spots. I mean, by analyzing my data, I actually improved my trading system, you know, and that was a great feeling at the end, you know, because I came to the realization that it's not a systematic trading that works the best for me, but with a defined set of rules and optimizing the decisions that I'm making based on data is the way to go for me. So that was a great feeling, but it was a hard work of running back.
Can I talk a little bit about the journey?
Yeah, for sure, mate. Go ahead.
Mate, I was not widely known in the organization, but I actually found you, and I never do this, right? I found you. I was looking for a person, and instead of finding the person, I found the company you worked for, and that person wasn't there. And I saw your trade calls, and you were doing some analysis stuff, and I followed your analysis stuff for 8 or 9 months. And I never do that. I never follow anyone else's stuff. But in that 8 or 9 months, I think I took 2 losers. And what was really interesting to me was that I was taking your analysis and making some small tweaks to it and taking a lot of winners. But inside your group, there were a lot of guys who were taking your trades and losing some money because they couldn't make the small changes to it. And one of the things that I worked out very early was that, and I'll say this publicly again, the battle for you is, for me, you remain one of the best market analysts I've ever seen. I think, and you know, in this organization, we have some people that can do that stuff, right? And, you know, and I think you're exceptional at it. But the battle for you is about how to turn that analysis into money, right? I think,
exactly.
I remember once this year you sent me an email, you're going to do this, we're going to do that, da. Next day, completely the opposite. And that's the battle of trading, right? That is the battle of trading, right? That it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to do it. It is a fight for all of us, right?
Exactly.
You had a pretty special run towards the end of the year, didn't you?
Excuse me?
You had a pretty special run towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I did exactly, and it is exactly what you said, right? And that's it was a special one, but that was a deviation from what I found earlier. By the end of the year, you know, coming to that realization was a harsh reality for me, but at the end, you know, that decision-making process and that optimize my results is the way to go.
Sorry, mate. What are you going to do for Christmas?
Well, this Christmas I'm just spending with the family. You know, I'm in San Francisco right now. Just spending with the family here in the snow. That's about it. Yeah.
How'd you get into America?
Dude, I mean, I've been crossing that river for years. I mean, it's easy. There's no restrictions to enter America. Well, right now, I mean, when I came in, actually a day later they put on a self-imposed 14-day quarantine. But when I came in, there was no restrictions. So I mean, I took a COVID test when I came in, and I am doing some sort of a quarantine until I get the results. But yeah, it wasn't too much of a hassle.
Sure. Yeah. What are your thoughts on next year? Going to Leon next. Going to do finish with Orlando after this. We've got Leon. Ask the same questions for Leon. What are his memories of 2020? What's he doing for Christmas, and what are his thoughts on 2021?
Yeah, 2021. For 2021, I reckon it's going to be a great year for everybody. Personally, I'm looking forward rebooting after the New Year's, and I mean, nobody knows what's going to happen market-wise, right? But what I feel is going to happen is that everybody's going to be making money on this team, and I'm just hoping to get on that train myself.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for your time. Much appreciated. Let's have a chat with Leon, guys. Remember, if we've still got Jeff in the show. We've got Paul Hutton in the show. I think we've got Shukri, who was in very early. Must get you pretty soon, Shukri. I think we've got Alexis joining us at some stage as well. Plenty of people in the room. So we're going to ask them some questions. We're going to come and ask you some questions. I know Leon's got another appointment after this. So, Leon, how you doing?
Hi, Paul. Happy holidays.
And to you, mate. How are things? Hey, buddy, there you are on camera.
Yeah, nice.
I know that Harbour, mate. That's a
that.
beautiful city, isn't it?
Yes. I see your other colleague there has got Sydney up in the background. So I thought we'll share some Auckland views.
Fair enough. Mate, we've been asking everybody 3 simple questions, mate. What are your memories of 2020?
It's been a crazy year. I mean, just personally as well. Lots of people having some really big changes. New jobs, new relationships, new apartment, but also a lot of people with big issues. Right. I've got a friend who broke his Achilles heel, can't walk for 9 weeks. Someone else broke the arm in 3 places. So some pretty big things happening in life, right? But the markets have been really unexpected. I think nobody really expected the way it went, and it came back roaring up at the end. So I think everybody's quite happy with at least not losing money this year. A lot of pensions did well.
Which is really nice, because early on in this we were really worried about the vulnerability of pensions during this time, right? That if there was a market collapse, a lot of these funds, pension funds, are linked to markets. If there was a market collapse, the older people would be having a really tough time. So it has gone surprisingly well. Excuse me. Hasn't it? Mate, what about Christmas? What are you doing for Christmas?
We're going to Corona Christmas now, because my oldest daughter, she's came back with positive tests. So we don't really know what we're gonna do. She's actually stuck in the other part of the apartment in her own little area with her own bathroom, and we're not seeing her. We haven't seen her for 4 days, so we only FaceTime her at the moment, which is kind of crazy.
In other circumstances, that'd probably be nice, but in these circumstances,
she's loving it. She thinks that now she's got an official reason people shouldn't come and bang on her door. And then she just sends messages, please deliver some dessert, please deliver some food, and yeah. So it's like, it's been a kind of crazy Christmas. I've been driving up and down to like Uber Daddy, and yeah.
So she's of an age where she'll be fine, right?
Yeah, I think she'll be fine. She stopped coughing now, I think, today. So 48 hours after this, then she'll be fine. But our Christmas is kind of up in the air whether we can celebrate with the grandma or not, because she's been pretty ill.
Yeah. Don't want to get anywhere near the grandma, right? That's a different game, right?
Yeah. I think it's been kind of shocking at the end, right? People just hoping for Christmas where they can have a break and come back to some celebrations. But what happened in the UK is kind of shocked a lot of people.
It's one of those things, Leon. I'm nervous. These markets are pricing in that everything works, and this new variation in the UK may well cause some serious issues around that.
Yeah, I saw some articles and some of the experts commenting, and that they don't actually think it's that bad. The viruses mutate all the time. This is not a significant mutation at all, and they haven't seen the data. And they actually had a parliamentary meeting Wednesday where they decided, that's the way to go. They have talked about this for quite a while up to Christmas. Everyone prepared for the same thing. And Thursday, Friday, Boris Johnson comes out and reverses everything decided in Parliament, right? Based on some experts' comments about this new variant. It could be dangerous, it could not be, but the fact just shows that the leaders are not really good at making decisions. I think they should be really good at asking the right questions and letting the experts make the decisions, like in Sweden, right? They put the whole thing to the health team, those 150 people who are experts. They kind of give the analysis, but not only give the analysis, they have to then back it up by taking a decision. And the government is there to ask them the right questions and keep asking, serious, deep questions, right? But a lot of places around the world see that the politicians who are not experts, they're getting some information in, and then they're thinking, I'm going to take the lead here. I'm going to make a decision based on my lack of understanding, right? Which is really strange, because where I work, for example, in fund management, right? The CEO will never come to my area and say, based on what you tell me now, we're going to do this, because what we can tell him is just so limited, right? And there's so many dependencies and so many things linked together that finally it's going to be our call, because we are the experts in that area. And I'm not going to go to even the next guy next to me, because he's also a specialist in his area, and I can't tell him what to do, right? And the way it's working now, I just thought today, shit, it just goes to show our leaders are so crappy. They make really bad decisions, and we can just expect that for next year as well. And like you said, there's a lot of uncertainty. So now the vaccines are coming out. I just got a mail from our Serum Institute that we can look forward to a vaccine next year. But also a lot of people saying realistically, we've got 5-10% of people being vaccinated. So maybe next year is not going to be that great, because you're going to still see Corona around. Vaccines are there, but then now it's just all hyped up that it's going to be the miracle cure. But if it doesn't come through, there's going to be bad kind of reaction to that, right? And then you've got the online guys flying up this year, but now you're going to have a lot of legislation next year against them. So that's also going to be a bad thing, right?
It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, Leon. I do think that the good news is priced in and the bad news is ignored. And if we got a significant bit of bad news around COVID, I think these markets could be in for a hell of a ride. What's the trade of the year for you next year? Are we long commodities? I don't like everything on that side of the boat, but is it okay?
Yeah, I'm still liking it. I really like Bitcoin, but where we are, we can't buy Bitcoin in the bank, because they think it's a criminal currency, even though people use cash for drugs. So yeah. What's wrong with Bitcoin, right? And you can see Bitcoin reacting really well by the end of the year. That's that's a real cash right now, right? I think commodities been down for 15 years. It's really turning its head now. You got every sector making highs this year. You got iron ore making year highs. You got copper now, nickel as well. Uranium is starting to turn around. So that's going to be a big year. I think last time you had 202, 203 when the market went up. Then it pulled back a year. And then it went up, and some of those things went up 10, 15, 20 times, right? Uranium went up 200 times for some stocks. So some big gains coming up for commodities. And I think the key would be to see when we have a pullback now, how bad they come back down. And if they outperform the others relatively, I think that's a buy. And you should just get long, because there's going to be so much inflation. You can already see the governments are just going to print money and print money.
And spend on infrastructure, which really helps the commodity run, right? Yeah. This is a big infrastructure spend of all economies, right? So it does all make great sense.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. That's one of the things, isn't it? We've this is the way the world works. We've come at a time where we've decided to vote in charismatic people ahead of people of substance. And right now, what this world needs is people of substance. And we didn't vote them in, and we're going to pay the price for them.
Yeah, exactly. I think Biden's teams are coming up now. It seems quite interesting, right? He's an interesting pick. Hopefully he's more wise than the next guy. Can't be that hard, I guess.
Hopefully he's more wise than the last guy. For God's sake, the world needs. It's one of the things the world needs Biden right now really badly. We need stability, mates. I have to take a short break, so I'm going to hand back over to Ash. Thank you very much for your time, Leon. Much appreciated coming in the show again. We'll have you on a bit more next year and a few more things. We'll talk about those early in the new year as well. And once again, thanks for doing a bit on the New York City Expo, mate. That was awesome. It was an excellent piece, I think, but one of the highlights of the whole event for us. So thank you very much. Have a
Merry Christmas to all you guys. I hope you all make money next year.
Cheers, mate. We'll see if we can help them to make some money next year. And we do hope your daughter gets better soon, mate.
Yeah. Ciao.
Cheers, mate. Over to you, Ash.
Cheers.
Okay, cool. Well, I think we were. In fact, let's just have a quick look through some of these comments, and then I'll come to Shukri. So what have I got?
Mate, let's get my up, and can you give away one of Orlando's calls, please, to someone in the room?
Oh,
in the room for that. Can you do that, and then go to Shukri, and I'll see if I can get back at the end of the night. I might be done for the show, mate. I'll see if I can get back or not.
No problem at all. Okay, yes. Let's have a little prize draw. We got a wheel. Here we go. So let's see who's going to win Orlando's prize. Spin the wheel. Let's see what we got.
There we go.
Oh, it's a big spin. Oh, just PL, just nipped it at the end there. There you go, Orlando. You have PL. So what will PL be enjoying next year?
Well, that we can discuss. I don't know.
Oh well, there you go.
I mean, this is a surprise for me and PL, mate.
It's the mystery prize that remains me a mystery.
In the works.
So PL. Oh, is PL not in the room anymore? PL, you need to make sure that you are in the room. If PL isn't in the room,
we have to spin it again.
We got to spin it again. I don't think he is actually in the room. Okay, PL. Crystal's asking why her name is not on the wheel. Is Crystal's name? Can we add Crystal's name to the wheel? If Crystal's name is not on the wheel. Okay, fantastic. She's added. Oh, Dennis as well. Dennis. Anybody else's name not on the wheel?
Please. Everybody needs to be on the wheel.
KT is not on the wheel. Dennis is not on the wheel. Okay, let's get everybody's name on the wheel. Let us know when they are added.
Yeah, Ash, my name's not on the wheel, mate.
PH is not on the wheel. We could add PH to the wheel as well.
No, it's okay.
Okay, is everybody's name now on the wheel? V. Roy, are you not on the wheel? Okay. Mai's just rechecking everybody in the room, so we will do a respin of the wheel, and then Orlando could think.
I don't mind to be in the wheel too. I don't mind learning from any one of you here.
What's that? Sorry, buddy.
I don't mind for my name to be on the wheel too. I'm still up for learning from everyone.
Okay, all right. So your name's on the wheel. Put my name on the wheel. Let's all get on the wheel.
On the wheel now. All right.
No, none of us on the wheel. None of us on the wheel. Okay, so are we good for the wheel? Is the wheel back on again? And while we're thinking about spinning the wheel, Orlando can think about what is he gonna almost.
All right. Okay. I mean, can you give me just what prizes has everybody given away so I can figure out mine?
Orlando's giving away 1 month of his analysis group free.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. That's the prize. So you will win 1 month of Orlando's analysis group.
From market analysis, room for free.
For free, and I believe that's going to start.
Welcome to do so.
Start on the 6th of January, I believe, or it might be the 11th, but I believe Paul said the 6th. Okay. You had 1 month. Oh, well done, Helen. So Helen's okay. Wheel is ready. Let's go then, Mai. Let's spin this wheel. Let's spin this wheel.
Spin that wheel.
You playing Xbox, Orlando?
No, I'm actually taking. No, it's my phone. I'm taking a picture of the wheel.
Here we go. So, Richard is the new winner. Richard,
welcome to the team, Richard. Welcome
to the team. As long as you confirm, can you please post in the room, Richard, just to confirm that you are in the room and that you can accept the prize. I'm just going to double check. I can see Richard's name. Yeah, Richard looks like he's there. Okay, Richard, are you in the room? Just going to make sure that you are still there if you're going to win the prize. If not, then we're going to have to spin it again.
Yeah.
And give Richard a few seconds to confirm he's in the room. He raised his hand. Fantastic. All right. Thank you, Richard.
Awesome. Welcome to the team, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
To see you there.
There you go. All right. So 1 month free for Orlando's analysis. Right. So I think we should. You are more than welcome, mate. You're more than welcome. I think we should bring Shukri in. Shukri, you're gonna have a lot to tell us. Yeah. The last year, the last year has been crazy in the crypto. Did you get to the moon? Is the first question.
Yes. So if you want one word about 2020, it's Bitcoin. If you want two words, it's Bitcoin Moon. If you want 3 words, it's Bitcoin Moon 2021, 2020 and 2020. Yes, it's been surprising. Even that caught me by surprise how it went up so fast from 3,000 something, 4,000 on to 23,000, and institutionals coming in. You know, this week it's Elon Musk again. Yeah, I don't know whether he's considering putting that thing into Bitcoin. You have MicroStrategy. like just keeping Bitcoin on the treasury. I wouldn't be surprised if next year, okay, Biden buys Bitcoin. Fine, we're over.
Yeah. So really, 2021's been all about Bitcoin.
Yes.
But I mean, would we say all about Bitcoin, or do you think the crypto space?
No.
In fact, it's an interesting point you say it's all about Bitcoin, because we haven't seen the all-time highs in things like Ethereum. Bitcoin managed to get up there, but Ethereum is still kind of bubbling around.
So that's why I said 2021. The big trade for me is about what we call the altcoins.
Right.
Because let's see what happened in 2016, 2017, when Bitcoin that time made a high, pulled back, and then went up again on this trajectory. If it happens again at that time, so, you talk about Bitcoin 23, if it pulls back, if we were to follow the same script, it's going to pull back down to about 20 or 18, then it goes up 3 times more to about 40 or 50. But Ethereum at that time went up like 17 times. So I think next year you're going to see a lot of movements on the smaller coins. So we have to adjust our thinking then, because I think even my thinking has not been adjusted yet to that point, because it's moving for something that is so quick. And let me give you an example. I gave my boys and one gal 3 trades last week, 3 or 4 trades. That was, I think I sent out the video, because I send out Telegram videos every day. I think that was a Thursday. Now it's a Tuesday. It's not even a Thursday. So I gave them the portfolio result today. So I said, if we had taken that trade using the traditional way, we would have made 40%, which is good. But I said, if we were more braver, because we knew all this trade, we had, we studied it before it went up. But if we took a second approach, we would be up by 165% in like 6 days. Now, unlike Orlando, I'm used to holding trades for 3-4 months for 20 times. I'm okay. I just can't handle that something can go up 20 times in like 5 days.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give them a present for Christmas. This is a recording that I did like 2 years ago on someone who managed to figure this out. And it's readjusting this. And if you tell me what I'm going to do this Christmas, I'm going to go to a supermarket. I'm going to go shopping and buy a black shirt, because I'm doing a lot of videos. White is not good for videos. I need to be like Orlando. I need to wear black.
Oh, is that right? Well, like a PH, you want to be a bit more slick, a bit more Bond. You need a bit more Bond about you. I was always told that you shouldn't wear black, but I prefer a darker color myself. But I always thought it was not happy enough.
No, it's good. You know why? That's why you look at all the YouTubers, they wear black, and when you put captions in, right? If it's yellow, that's the trend now. Like you have white captions and the points you put it in yellow. If I wear white, you can't read. So I need to be black. I need to go black. Okay. Once you go black, you don't turn back.
Okay, all right. Black shirts for the new year. So we're looking at 2020 being about Bitcoin, 2021 being about the black shirts, and and Christmas going to a supermarket. Is that you got any specific plans for Christmas, like the day?
No. Basically preparing for 2021. As I said, there are going to be 4 altcoin rallies.
Yeah.
Between 2021 and 2022. And in the video that I show the guys on Friday, that I give the link, look, the guy made 52 times. One altcoin season, you need one to make 52 times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just one. So you got 4 chances, So again, adjusting that brain, like I said, I can hold for a long time, but when it goes up too fast, even I get itchy, okay, I have to take profit.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at 2021 being all about Cardano. I like your speaking, mate. I like.
The smaller coins. It's time for the smaller ones. Yeah, because what you said Ash, is correct. So Bitcoin has made a new high. Now, once people take profits in Bitcoin, I don't think they're going to convert to the good old US dollar. I don't know about Paul Hutton. I don't know whether they're going to convert to Aussie. But what they're going to do, if they leave it in the crypto world, where that will go to? That will go to the smaller coins that haven't made it. And the most popular smaller coins are Ethereum, Cardano, Bitcoin Cash, and all that. And then it goes down that chain. Unless they go to Paul Hutton and they convert it in Aussie. I don't know.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. All right, sounds good. So I think we're nicely adjusted for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to go and just have a look at some of these comments in the room as well, and you know, as Paul did say, if anybody wants to come in, any of the guys in the room wants to come in and tell us what your plan on mic, you know, tell us what your plans are for the new year. Tell us what you've learned for 2020, 2021, what you did for Christmas, then you'd be more than welcome to come in as well. For Christmas, should we? Okay, let me just see if there's anything else in here. I mean, I'll see if.
Yeah, one more spin, Ash. One more spin. Because Lloyd was talking about stocks, right? So again, next year, or rather this year now, it's already happened.
Yeah.
I also focus on cryptos that give dividends. Hey, you're focused on stocks.
Yeah,
So,
love stocks.
Same thing. You know that recently, that 2 weeks ago, that Ripple had a dividend? The dividend was called Spark. So as usual, right? I think you see this as the crypto will go up. And what happens after they declare a dividend? It will go down.
Yeah.
Goes up to the same level, so you get dividends for free. I like things for free.
Yeah.
You get another thing for free.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of cryptos that are coming up with dividends next year. And to me, it's like a free play, a very low risk play.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Ripple is not a cryptocurrency that we've discussed much in the shows, and it's one that I've been aware of really from the start, because it was one of the big three. Well, I think it was kind of Ripple, Ethereum, and Bitcoin were the ones that people sort of talked about initially, but Ripple almost lost its shine a little bit, because it was for a different function, wasn't it? It was, you know, it's a lot more kind of corporate. It was almost built corporate, wasn't it, in the first place? Not so kind of deregulate. It doesn't have the DeFi that the others do have. So yeah. Ripple. I've seen Ripple starting to kind of kick up again, and I wonder whether that might be a discussion for next year. Whether we should have another chat about Ripple.
Things like
would Ripple? Would you consider that an altcoin?
It's an alt. I still don't like Ripple, but because of Ripple's quote unquote dividend, that put up crypto addresses to an all-time high. It wasn't because of Ethereum, okay? It was because of Ripple.
Okay.
An old one that you didn't hear suddenly coming back to life. And this is the thing about cryptocurrency for those who aren't really educated. Nowadays, cryptocurrency, there's usually two, man and woman. Okay. All we need to do, if you want a low risk place, is look for the dividends. Like Ripple came out with something called Spark. There's going to be a lot of those. Just buy, and it's just like a stock, like buy. Don't panic when it goes down the next day. Okay. It's just a dividend thing. It will come back up. And before Ripple, it was Bitcoin Cash. I think, Lloyd, we talked about this, right? Bitcoin Cash. What did Lloyd say? It's going to come back again? Yes, it did. It's the same thing as stonks. Same.
Yeah, they all do have a specific way that they seem to breathe, don't they? Right, when we talk about man and woman, and we haven't had any women on the show yet, so I think we might have to bring the Golden Girl in. Let's bring in the Golden Girl. All right, thank you, Shukri. Thank you, mate. So stick around if you're still available. So from cryptocurrencies to gold and precious metals, and the Golden Girl. How you doing, Ainsley?
I'm a bit battered after last night, but I'm okay.
What happened last night?
I was a bit of a roller coaster on gold last night, and
oh yeah,
everything had a bit of a rock and roll last night, but that's okay. I had wide stops, and we're sitting there, and let's chat at the end of February, shall we?
Oh, do you know what? It's interesting, isn't it, with gold, because I saw it flying yesterday, and I kind of got drawn into there's a company that I watch, because I've been sort of thinking about sort of like playing. I place quite a few of these things through stocks. So there's a company that I was looking at for my gold trade, if you like, that hadn't moved in the same way that gold had, so it wasn't too late. And yesterday I was really encouraged to kind of look a little bit further into it. And then it's just died off. And the thing, I think we all know that there is a gold trade out there, and it's just like whether the timing is now or whether the timing is next year or whatever happens. But I think the economies and the way that the debt is with all these countries, there is a gold trade out there, isn't there? But obviously the seasonal one is the one we're kind of focused on right now. But yeah, so you've had a sleepless night trying to manage that baby, have you?
It was a little annoying because I had built up my my entries, but I've now, because it moved. When did it move? First went in around the 30th November, 1st of December, when it sort of like had that first bounce back up from that low. And that's the thing with gold, because it moves so much, and when it does move, it can whip you around. You just don't go, oh, okay, I got knocked out. You got to go back in, and it's really about getting back on the horse. You have to go back in. You have to have those stops wide, and when it moves, then to manage those trays at the back end and bring it up and be neat. Otherwise, you'll get chopped around, and you will be better off wearing gold than you are actually trading.
Right.
So, as I've learned the hard way, right? But my stops are wide at the moment, and look, still got a long way to go, and it's flicking around at the moment. And tonight she's just consolidating. She hit 1900, hit it twice. So she had a big week as gold. So taking a breather. I still think we're going to go and see 2000. I think we're going to go back up there again. We had a shallow retracement at the end of last week, but I think we're going to see it again. It's just the way it's moving at the moment. It's not out of the ordinary. It's holding a nerve.
Yeah.
Gold, as I found out.
Yes, you would, and you always do. So tell us, but PH, I'll come to you next, mate. I realise you're on a bit of a time constraint. I'll come to you next, mate. So tell us 2020, 2021, and for Christmas, what's the dynamic?
Personally, shocking. Trade-wise, never done better. Best year of my trading life.
Right. So does it balance it out? Does it help a little bit?
I've got to say, the last couple of months, things have. I'm settled now. I just had one thing after another, and it just got to a stage. It was just like, between my mum dying, I had my foot operated on, I went through a marriage separation, I had to move house twice. Second time, I didn't even know where I was moving to. I ended up in the Intercontinental with my 2 kids and a dog in a room, and it's like, great.
It's been a huge change for you, actually, hasn't it, Ainsley, this year?
So we've been through, but we found a nice townhouse. We're settled. Still got boxes to go, but I just close my eyes when I get into the car. Pretend they're not there. Trading has been going so well. And just that confidence, knowing that I can, like I said, last Christmas I did this Christmas trade. I was between a rock and a very, very hard place, and pulled the big trade out of the hat. But what was probably one of my bigger achievements was that I actually stumped and backed up and did it again in August, and did 50% more than that first trade for the year. Wow. And that gave me a lot of confidence in, I do know what I'm doing.
Yes. Yeah.
You just sort of go there. And I guess the icing on the cake this year was, I think, I was trading with Morris Capital for the last couple of months when things closed down with Sterling Port, with the fund, and we had to fight because they were transitioning into a family office. And we ended up at Morris Capital, and I was giving them a bit of a test run and testing their accelerator program, and moved things up. And I've been given a fund there, so I've had Santa Claus come early for me as well. So that's been really, really nice. And on the accelerator program, I'm laughing because they gave me a very unlike the educational, and do not do this, do not try this at home. Yesterday, even though we've had the pullback, I'm still up 213% on my account, which is like, oh wow, okay, not bad.
Not bad.
That's okay.
No, that's amazing.
Watching. Got to make the Christmas pudding tomorrow.
Yeah, back to normality. So what about 2021? You think a similar type of year, or do you think it might be a bit calmer next year?
Look, I'm not sure we're going to see exactly the same parameters and the mix that gave us the bubbling pot that saw gold take off. I'm not sure we're going to see that again. But I do still think that we're going to see some money still going into that safe haven and being quite the go-to until a few other things are sorted out. None of the economies are looking really flash at the moment.
No, they're not. And do you know what? I do think, and maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe the timing is wrong, but I do think that if you are trying to build a portfolio, then to not have gold in there somewhere, even if it's, you know, a 5% of the portfolio, 3% or whatever it is, I think to not have gold in there somewhere, I think you could be missing a trick. Yeah, I think it's a dangerous thing to do is to kind of expect this this bull run that, you know, it really realistically the bull run we've had is it really is based on drugs. You know, it's not really based on anything fundamental. You know, we're certainly not out of the woods yet. And who knows what happens next year? And you know, there's always these things going on. There's always something in the market. So to have gold in there somewhere is really, really important. Obviously, the way you trade it is a bit different, but you know, trading it is a slightly different game than maybe having it as an investment. But I would encourage anybody that, you know, is looking for investments to tuck some gold in there somewhere, because as you say, Ainsley, you just never know. Is this the year? Now, nobody's mentioned this. I thought this might be really a question for Orlando, but we'll come to you after, mate. After I've come to PH, we'll come back maybe. But one question I wouldn't mind putting out to everybody is, does anybody believe that this could be the year that we break the dollar as we know it? Break the fiat dollar I'm talking about. Is there anybody think that?
Be really, really nice if I'm on gold and we break the dollar.
I'll ask PH that in a minute. But so plans for Christmas, Ainsley. What's the plan for Christmas?
Plans for Christmas. Slightly in disarray at the moment. Unfortunately, we had a bit of an outbreak, and the northern beaches of Sydney is in lockdown. They're stumping on it really quickly, but even so, that we have some restrictions in Sydney moving around, and there goes my Christmas Eve party, which was up on the northern beaches, and cocktail party last week was kiboshed, and I was just like, But anyway, life goes on. But Christmas morning we'll be with the girls, and Santa Claus has got her act together this year.
Oh, well done.
Last year was a disaster. But yes, they're doing okay this year. They're doing okay. So Christmas here, traditional. I've got the 5 kilo ham and the pork and the sorry, I don't know whether they were good or bad pigs or what. But
trying to wind me up.
And the Christmas pudding, it sits on the steamer for 6 hours. That's happening tomorrow, and I make the shortbread and all the rest of it. So it's very traditional. And yes, my tree has lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of gold ornaments, all neatly arranged. Very neat.
Of course.
Thriving gold. And then we'll go over to a girlfriend's place and eat seafood and probably drink and eat too much.
So round to Ainsley's, round to your house for the 5th day of Christmas. Well, I'll leave that fester. See if you can work out what the connection is.
I just want to get. I mean, I've got Christmas Day and Boxing Day, and then I go run through, and then I've got to be on my game and watch that gold move as well. So
yeah. So you will be trading.
Oh, absolutely. Busy time. Busy time. At least we don't have bushfires this year. We've got floods instead. Yay.
Yeah.
Like to mix it up.
yeah. There is always something. There's always some sort of natural disaster, and you know, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday and saying that you know, it is really interesting, this particular financial scenario, because this one is nature, and this is why I bring up about the dollar. I mean, I wonder whether the dollar whether this might actually break the world currency, because this isn't man-made. Well, you know, we don't know fully, but potentially it's not man-made. It seems like nature's finally biting back, and it could be a very, very different situation and scenario. So even more important to have gold, in my opinion. You know, there's always an investment play.
Right, it's been a safe haven go-to for hundreds of years. So it's not a new thing that this has been traded. It's been a safe haven for you know, a long time. So
yeah. Thank you very much, Ainsley. So let's bring so where are you based, Ainsley?
Sydney.
Sydney. Okay, we're just going to take a slight flight over to Singapore, but to see our.
We can't go from Sydney to Singapore. Not allowed. Borders closed. They won't let us in.
Virtually, we're going to go and see our Angmaporean over in Singapore. Thank you very much, Ainsley. Right, yeah, to PH, mate. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks, Ash. I'm doing great. I'm really looking forward to the next week and a half or so. Yeah, just taking it easy. Yes, yeah. This year for me, trading wise, has been, I guess the word sporadic is probably the best word to use.
Yeah, I think it has been for many people, hasn't it, mate? It's sporadic because you haven't had the time, or sporadic because the markets haven't behaved.
Both.
Okay.
And you know, it's a case of when the market isn't setting up to do what you want it to do, to trade your strategy, you got two choices, right? You can either kind of dip your toe in the water, or you can just sit out. And
or you could change strategy. I mean, would that be something you would consider, or maybe a different approach?
The older I get, the more set in my ways I get, and the more I see the things I see in the markets. So switching to different strategies isn't that kind of attractive for me at the moment. And in past years, I would have just jumped in and kind of went, okay, well, I'll just put on a couple of spec trades at low risk, and you know, and give some money back to the market. But nowadays, I'm older and wiser, and maybe a little bit more patient as well. So I've been trading less, and making sure that the trades that I take are worthwhile, you know, good setups, quality setups. You know, it doesn't mean that every single setup is a winner. It just increases the overall win ratio. So so that's been what my kind of breakthrough this year for trading. And I've followed politics this year far more than what I ever have before. I guess I've got a stake in the outcome, like the rest of the world. Yeah. US politics. So that's kind of like the most exciting reality show now to watch. With the star of the reality show, as you know, because it's what he does well.
Do we think that's going to calm down? Like, you know, with Biden's a very, very different character, isn't he? So is that going to calm down now?
I don't think Trump's going to go out quietly. I think he's going to go out kicking and screaming.
He's running low on time for that, though, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but he's not a man who he's not a man who seems to always have a firm grip on reality. So I think anything is possible between now and early January. But that's kind of been my entertainment this year. The election that took the longest time to resolve itself.
He came in a tirade, and he's leaving in a tirade, isn't he? It has been a peculiar 4 years, and you kind of lump Brexit into that as well, which is also going to get a full stop on the 31st of December.
Right.
To a greater or lesser degree. So it's been and that was 2016. So I think historically we've lived through something that. I mean, I'm sure, if we went right the way back through history, then there's been periods like this, which has just been appearingly quite random and quite chaotic. But I have to say, this is the first one that I've lived through. This 4-year block has just been very, very peculiar in so many different ways. And when the pandemic's kind of coming, it's like, of course there was a pandemic. When you sort of like go, we had a man that wore a wig that came into power, who hated everybody, whatever. And then we had the UK deciding to leave this really successful bloc, and there was carnage going on there. And then don't forget there was a big pandemic that swept the world as well. And of course there was. It was just one thing after another, wasn't it? The last 4 years, but it feels like an end of an era. The end of this year feels like it is an end of an era.
There's been days when I get up and I pinch myself and say, "Is it real?" Because if you put the last 4 years into a movie, and you watched it, and you go, "Wow, that was an amazing story," right? But it's fiction, right? No.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
it's not. It was a non-fiction movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it has. It's just been a bizarre year. I think, outside of trading, for me, my other business that I'm involved with, which is professional services and consulting, spent 6 months doing nothing. And then the second 6 months, it's been all hands on deck. So
Oh,
we're
that's
in,
good, mate.
fortunately, the business that I'm in is in the right industry, and that's also taken me a little bit away from being able to look at the markets frequently and and catch the best positions. But that's okay. That's that's kind of like my main retirement fund. So have to look after the golden
Yeah,
goose.
do you know, mate? Yeah, and this is the thing, isn't it? That trading is always going to be there, and it will always sit there. But the most important thing is that we continue to kind of be able to pay for life. And
Yes. Yeah.
and it's not if trading doesn't fit into that particular story at this particular time, it's not a problem. You just have to kind of get the house in order first, and it's a much better place
Yes.
to trade from too.
Yeah, true. And I think I have a great team. I have a really, really amazing team, and we all, we had to make some decisions this year about, okay, do we keep persisting with the business that we're in, even though the customers don't seem to be there, they don't seem to get it, or do we just close up shop and then do something else? And we decided to persist with it, and didn't all happen straight away, but it's started to happen now, and we made the right decision in hindsight. And I just have to admire my business team as to how much they put their trust in the business and put their trust in me. So yeah, I'm just really, it's been a year of really profound lessons for me, and really some real tough times, some real challenges, and some really, really hard work as well.
Yeah.
So that's been my 2020.
How do you see
Christmas for me.
2021?
Christmas. I'll answer the Christmas question first.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, I'm spending time with my kids, spending time with family. Here, I can't go to Australia and visit my mum as much as I'd love to, but she's well looked after. My sister just lives up the road from my mum, so she's fine. And I've got a cousin there over in Australia as well that's very close to my mum, so she's going to be okay. And yeah, I'll be here with the grown up kids, and just just enjoying and having a few drinks. And we're not having seafood, Ainsley, but we're going to seafood and eat it. 2021, more of the same, really. I missed the buying opportunity on Bitcoin. I'm pretty frustrated with that. I'm not going to buy it where it is now. I'm anticipating it'll come down again. There'll be a dip sometime in 2021, and I'll get on board that train seriously, and then do a bit of DCA from there, a bit of dollar cost averaging. So, and one of my sons is super into cryptos, and he's the guy who's going to guide me and help me navigate and build my crypto portfolio moving forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's.
I think we need it, mate. So that's 2021, is it? 2021's cryptos.
Yes, anything except the US dollar. Singapore dollar I can recommend as well. That's the Singapore skyline behind me there. So I'm not so much into Aussie dollars, but I'm more into Singapore dollars these days.
Yeah, I have to say, I think with Hong Kong potentially losing its status as the financial hub of Asia, Singapore seems to me like the most sensible next play. So the Singapore dollar might do really well. I think some of these Singaporean banks as well, I think are interesting plays. I'm looking at those stocks myself. That
you would not believe how much money has flown out of like gone out of Hong Kong and into Singapore. Some of my bank friends have been telling me about that. So that's definitely something that's happened during the last, not just the last 12 months, but really the last 2 years.
Yeah. So I think, we were talking about the trade for next year, and I think I'd certainly have that on my watch list. Something financial in Singapore, whether it's the Singapore dollar or a bank. I'll have to maybe have a little chat with Lloyd about that. But yeah, I'm going to look for something. I am going to buy a Singapore stock, if not a few Singapore stocks next year. Right. So Thank you, mate. That's really good. So good. Thank you for the reminder. I might have to quickly make a quick note.
It's
Are you buying Bitcoin from DBS Bank in Singapore? They have an exchange, right?
Oh, no, I've got a wallet on Binance.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Or in Hong Kong.
it's it's nice to see everybody here. Yeah, it's nice to see the team, even though we really couldn't spend much time with each other after March this year. Fond memories of IFP in March in JB, and met so many people who are now, in our community, and new friends. So yeah, it's been that's been very nice as well to reminisce.
Yeah, we're back, mate. It'll be back. It'll be all back to where it was. I think it's been a strange period, but there will be some normality, I'm sure. Whether it's 2021 or 2022, it doesn't really matter. It'll be back at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait for it.
Carl, you can't wait, can you?
I can't wait, and I'm really looking forward to it. I got my permission from the Singapore government today. I'm confirmed to be in Singapore 19th of January for a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to doing the trading retreat up there and seeing the team. It's really weird to own a business in a country you haven't spoken to for 10 months live. I'm looking forward to just sitting down, having a cup of coffee with a few of the people up there. Looking forward to being and seeing. Cheers, PH. Merry Christmas to you, mate. Say hi to the kids.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Paul. And regards to your family, the kids. I mean, Christmas is that's the best time for kids, isn't it? They're just,
yeah, they love it.
Yeah,
they do love it.
Exactly. So enjoy.
Cheers,
I'm going to drop off now,
Christmas,
guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. Merry Christmas to all of the people in the community who've joined us tonight, and we'll see you. I'll see you again early in the new year.
Merry Christmas, mate.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Cheers. I think we've got Jeff and Alexis to go that are in the room. If I've missed anyone, do let me know, Ash. But let's get Jeff Oliver on. We'll have a chat with him. We'll see if any of the attendees want to share any stuff. We'll do a couple more prize draws still to come, and we're going to try and get some sleep not too far away. We're already 90 minutes into this. We'll see if we can be out of here another sort of 15, 20 minutes from now. Jeff, how you going?
Good morning, good evening, everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Hi, Jeff.
Thank you, mate. So Jeff is Jeff's one half of the team that does the automation for us, and Peter. And Jeff, well, what are your memories of 2020?
Well, it's been a funny old year, hasn't it? Really, it's been very strange with the American president making everything very exciting for those of us trying to develop some new news trading strategies. It's been very interesting times. The old Chinese proverb and curse. For automation generally, it's been a very interesting time because, of course, we're looking for statistical benefits. We're trying, if you like, always to be the casino, not the gambler. Whereas I always think in my discretionary trading, we're very much like the trained professional gambler. What we're doing with automation to a certain extent is trying to be the casino and make a small positive percentage right the way through, which builds up. And that's very difficult to do in the sort of circumstances we've had this year.
What are your plans for Christmas, Jeff?
Well, we've just been locked down, so we're in a level 4 full-blown lockdown in the UK now. So myself and my partner, we've been fairly isolated right the way through because my medical state is not perfect, and I'm quite an old codger now. And her business, although it's retail, is gone more and more over to the internet this year, and has actually done quite well with the changes. So that's gone from strength to strength. But we're basically locked up here in sunny Hertfordshire, and we're not even going to be seeing my 90-year-old mother now this Christmas. But hopefully everything will be fine with her and the rest of the family.
Yeah, I certainly hope so, Jeff. These are lockdowns, in my view, they need to be done, but lockdowns are extremely hard on the really aged and the mentally ill. Both those groups, boy, it's tough on them. Mate, what are your thoughts on 2021? What's coming along?
What's coming along? Well, it all depends on the situation with things like virus situation, vaccine situation, what happens generally for our stuff. I mean, as you know, you've been right in the middle of the changes on things like Sterling Forth and the big fund changes and such like there. We continue to balance together products on the automation and non-automation side that make sense to the people around. And we're continuing to develop loads of interesting stuff on the tools side and on the trading side as well, and also the interaction between the two and getting people educated more in using these tools. We've been doing more on Robot Trader, and Peter's been doing some lovely developments on that for the people that have been participating on that side of things. And we've been taking a number of the strategies that are taught by your guys and making electronic versions of those, if you like, that people can then go on to develop more and more themselves. So for the more advanced traders, they're great. We'd like to do some more of that. We're continuing that endeavor, as well as developing some new strategies as well. So busy times, lots of busy times.
It's an important part, isn't it, Jeff, that the trading software gets better and better, but we've got to make sure that people know all the things they do and how to do them. Most people use the trading software for the one or two things they do, and they don't realize there's a huge amount of extra stuff stuck in the back end of that that can be a huge benefit to them, right? It's
a difficult thing, you know. The whole basis of what I do, what we do together, which is great, is ethical. And one of the things I hate about FX is that it's seen by a lot of people as being snake oil. People are selling black boxes and they're selling crap, basically, in most cases. And they're conning people, and we are not. It's as simple as that. And because of that, it's important to me that we put out products that actually work. And part of that as well is that to get away from the black box thing. I don't want to put out black box products that people don't know how they work. I want to put out stuff that trained traders can see works and can help them do even better, which is a better way of doing it, which is why we've targeted everything towards a sort of intermediate plus level of traders, not the beginner traders. It's not black box software that we do, although of course the tools are very useful to people starting out and learning. I still think it's very important that people know how to place trades manually, know exactly what the thing is doing for them, and when they move to automation, they understand that it's doing a lot for them, but it's still the Mark 1 experienced trader's eye that is the best thing. And in automating that, we can get a lot of it. We can't get all of it, but we can do stuff while you're asleep. So there's a balance there, but they need to understand that and work with it, and it can fit in very nicely with the manual trading that the majority of your people do. So that's the way we continue.
Cheers, Jeff. Thanks very much. We're going to go to Alexis in a minute. I thought I might answer the questions. Ash, do you want to ask me the questions?
Ask you the questions in the room. Yeah. Paul, are you tired?
Yeah, no, I am tired. It's not that I'm tired. I'm just sick, guys. You know, it's one of the really fortunate things. You know, there's a gastro bug going around New Zealand. I've caught a gastro bug, which means that in 48 hours I'll be fine. It's just that today's been a really tough day. I've been particularly ill, but it'll pass and I'll be fine. It's not the end of the world or anything. Do you want to ask me the same questions we're asking everybody else?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the ones in the room. I was just looking through and I couldn't see any. Yeah, so 2020, how do you remember it? God, it's been a year for you, actually. What's your most notable memory of 2020?
Mate, I remember that feeling at the start of the year that we'd finally got it right with education. That we did the event in Singapore and the event in Malaysia, and we felt like, you know, from a speaking point of view, we got it right. We were able to explain what we were doing to people, and they really got it. And the mentorship pathways, we had to close them early because we got that. I think that's the best mentorship pathway we put together, and it just looked amazing. And then it stopped. And it's funny, people keep saying to me, I must be really frustrated that it stopped when things were going so well. But really, I'm really pleased that we got there before it stopped. And when we're ready, we'll pick it up. And although we changed the mentorship pathway, as I said, look, it needs to be about making money and nothing else. And that means some trades have got to go and some more trades have got to come. And there'll be some changes, maybe small. I thought the mentorship pathway we put out last year was exceptional. I was really looking forward to running that live, but again, we'll do that this year. Obviously, the passing of the mums, Michael Ainsley. Now, for those who don't know, Jeff's mum passed away yesterday. I presume it's.
Yes, I do, mate. Yeah.
My own, it's been a rough year for our family, and we are a bit of a family, and you guys are my family away from my family, if you like, and it's been a tough year for a lot of people in the organisation. And I guess one of the things, some people talk about it a lot, and some people just get through it. But I remember it as a year where it was tough, and I think at a time when we couldn't get together, we still managed to stay pretty tight, and I think it's a real cool thing. I'm really proud of the team. I look back and I think James grew up this year as a member of our team. We've seen Angel join us, who's been amazing. Lisa's joined us, who's been amazing. Anita's really stood up in the management. Alexis and Charlene doing the mentorship. I just think the team's really, really matured this year, and really, in a time when businesses need their staff to be great. I think they've all learned and improved. And James now, he's had to evolve from being him and I run the business really to he runs a team that runs the business, and it's an exceptional job. He's away on reservists at the moment. I won't be listening to this, but I'll remember it as a year with James and the team. Both sides. The admin team, I thought, did an amazing job, and have got better and better, and we're more systemized and more organized, and there's still a way to go. But I'm really pleased with the progress, and I think it's at the times we had a look at our traders, and as I say, I don't track the personal trading results, but my feeling is that there's half a dozen people in our organisation who would have had one of their best ever trading years. That while a couple have struggled a little bit, some people have done exceptionally well, and bringing that stuff, the new OTP pathway puts a bit of that stuff together for people. Gives them a chance to see what you're doing that's new, what Lloyd's doing that's new, different stuff, and really excites me. I'm really looking forward to next year, and again, making more profitable traders. And what I'm really looking for is a way to get a little more exposure to people that we can make a real difference. That as the company grows, it's got a little bit harder, and I've got to find a way next year to make that happen. Christmas meets with the family. We'll be driving around New Zealand like we always do. We'll go with my brother's family on Christmas Day, and we'll drive Hamilton, Auckland, Tauranga, Awakuni for a few days. We'll go for about a week, maybe a bit more. And really, it's important to me this year because I am going to travel again in January. So I've been home with my kids for a year. I've really enjoyed it, but I need to spend some time with my kids and also get them ready for a bit of time with me being away again.
Yeah.
And next year for me is about, I think, we just need to be a little more hard-edged. We need to make sure that it's not our intention for people to make money, that we drive them to make money. Yeah. We push them a little bit harder to get it right, because it's so easy. And we've heard a number of people today talk about not quite being there, and click, and you're there. And sometimes people are really pushed around that corner. And I think we need to be doing a little bit more pushing in a nice way, and making sure that these people who are, to be honest, mate, as much as the staff's done, the clients have been amazing this year. They've just hung in and worked hard, and I'm really proud of them. I think they've learned a huge amount, and we need to help them to make a few more of them to make them the money. So I actually look back at it as a year. Obviously, it's been hard to see people lose family members. I'm close to all the people in our team. It hasn't been easy, but I think there's been a lot of good stuff that's come out of this year. And I think I look back at it as a year where we perhaps took a few opportunities the right way. That, I think next year, from a trading point of view, the big question for me is commodities. Are we going to see this massive rally that everyone's talking up? Or is everyone on one side of the boat? You've got to be careful of it. And I don't know the answer to that yet, but that'll develop next year. And I'm looking forward to seeing it develop and trying to be in it a bit more. And you won't believe the guys that are coming to join us. We've got the guy, we're going into a new area next year, and we're going to bring the guy in that's possibly publishing the most read newsletter in the world on the topic. It's got over 250,000 people reading this stuff. We're bringing in some special people next year. We are going to broaden out a little bit from Forex, but boy, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that does sound exciting, and I think it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it's a year the type of year we've had, it really does sort out the wheat from the chaff in many respects. And are you a quitter or are you a fighter? And it. You can say it, but it after the year we've had. It really does tell you quite a lot about other people and about yourself, about the type of character that you possess. And the fact that that there has been a lot of fighting that had to be done, and not only is the fight being being potentially one in sort of getting through the year, but now there's kind of like also kind of fresh challenges, and the 2021 sounds like it could be a blossoming year in many respects.
I expect 2021 to be the best year we've ever had in every department. I'm not quite sure my phone's ringing at 12:44. Well, that's the automation guys having a chat with Linker about the robots. Mates, let's have a chat with Alexa. Let's have the draws, and let's have the team on camera too. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thanks for all of you that have stayed. I hope you find this a little bit interesting. I hope you find it really interesting. Alexis, are you with us?
Yep, I'm with you guys.
How you doing?
Hi, great.
You're another one, aren't you, Alexi? I look back on your year. I'm really proud of you. I think you've had an amazing year. You've stepped into that role where you've done the psychology stuff for us on stage and on the webinars, and just grown into that. Our team has just grown into these roles this year. When you lose Gary Lafferty as a speaker, you lose 30 years of professional on-stage experience, and to have you just come in and take over as well. Full credit to you, Alex. I think you've had a huge year.
Well, I had a great trading family to back me up, so I couldn't have done it without everybody. Yeah. Well, it was I think 2020 is the year that I learned a lot about myself, the good, the bad, the ugly, I guess, because I had too much time. And I'm not used to having so much time at home, and not used to having so much time in front of the computers. So, I mean, it's no secret that I did kind of weird stuff, and I had to have about, I think, a bit of coaching from Paul as well, because of it's just too much time, and I think what happens for me next year with, I'll be involved in an exhibition next year in Singapore at Gardens by the Bay. It's a huge exhibition. It's going to be running for 6 months. So for the Singaporeans out there, you can keep an eye on it. And I think that's a huge sense of relief for me, because then I'll be too busy to spend too much time in front of my computer. So yeah, but I learned that I cannot spend too much time in front of the computer. It's really bad for my trading. I think, so I think it's just a really huge learning experience about myself. So I had to keep really busy during the lockdown, especially the tail end of it, when I'm in in the coaching process. I've had to do a lot more studying and reading and finding a new hobby just to avoid being in front of the computer. So yep, that was a big learning point. So looking forward to seeing you next year, Paul, and hopefully a little bit later when everywhere to see the rest of the team. I've missed all you guys, Ainsley, Orlando, Jeff, especially. I haven't seen him in ages. And Ash, always love having him around and wondering what he forgot this time. Yeah, so yeah, really miss the team. But I think Lloyd and Rick, one of our other teammates, really got me through the couple of months as well. They kept me sane, because I think at home it's just me and my dog. So yeah, so my parents, I don't have any other people with me in the lockdown. So I think Lloyd kept me pretty sane with the constant chats and Zoom calls and all that. So thanks, Lloyd. Really excited next year.
Rick, Rick traded with us for a long while, traded us for a couple of years, and he's had the last couple of years where he's headed away to do some career stuff and get married. And I think it's really nice that while he's not active in our group, he's still in our group. I think that's a really cool part of what we do. I'm really pleased to hear that, Alexis. What are you going to do for Christmas this year?
Just eat, I guess. A lot of eating.
Well, it sounds like a great Christmas. Any thoughts on 2021?
Well, I think 2021 will be great. New opportunities, and I'm going to be busy, which means great for my trading. And I've finally gotten a little bit of a hang on the gold train, just with little tips from Ainsley. So I think it's I managed to get a couple of entries last week, and I'm still holding on to it. So waiting for a new entry. So I'm just sitting on that and waiting for it to pop.
This is not a conversation that I want to start right now, but at some stage we need to get Ainsley's methods onto Bitcoin. Because if you can make some money on a $100 move, you can make some money on what she's done on $4,000 or $5,000 moves. Cheers, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. I saw the sport call come through. Cool, Alexis. Thank you very much. Look, we're going to do some prize draws. If you're in the room, you can still go on the prize draw. We're going to give away 3 more prizes. We're going to give away the month of Jeff and Ash's group. We're going to give away, we're giving away Orlando's group. We're going to give away a month of the currency bias group. And then we're going to pick out a prize for you guys to see who put in what. And then we're going to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. So, Mai, can we do the first prize draw, please? Thanks, Alexis. Merry Christmas. This one is for Ash and Jeff's new UK group, Trading Buddies group. Let's click the link, please, Mai. Let's get going. Got to be in the room to win it. Let's see who wins it.
Is Greg in? Oh, he's here. Great stuff, Greg.
There you go.
Welcome
Greg,
aboard, buddy.
Congratulations, Greg. The next one is the market analyst, the market strategy bias group. Can we have a winner for that as well, please, Mai?
Here we are, JS. JS in the room. You got confirmation. Greg's here. Is JS in?
I think that JS was the one that won my prize and wasn't on the room. So I reckon we have to.
Let's do it again. He raised his hand, and he is in. JS is in. He raised his hand.
Oh,
yep.
no, good stuff. Well done, JS.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Mai, do we have a list of people who suggested prizes and gave us some information? Mai, you going to come on mic and talk to me? Okay, you got all their names? You put their names in the circle, and we will do the circle. And when you've got them in, I'll give you a few seconds to put your names in. Those who suggested prizes, we're going to go around and pick one up. And when we do that, we'll see what you suggested as a prize and see if I can give it to you. No, just everybody who suggested a prize. Everybody who suggested a prize, we said to them, you tell us what you want, we'll try and give it to you. So put them in the circle, and we will come back to them and see what we can do. Are you following, Mai? You okay with this? I've got some comments from you. Yes, thanks, Mai. I know you've done that. Look, I think 2020 has been a pretty cool year. It's been really tough. It has separated things out. You know, the loss of the family members from our team has been really tough, but we shouldn't forget that Chloe brought a baby into the extended family of our team, and that's how the world works. That's you know, there's people that go and people that come, and that's the way it works all the way through. And Crystal, I was going to wear a Santa hat and a beard, but instead of driving home to those things today, I lay in a hotel room being violently ill. I would far rather have the Santa hat, if I can be honest. I'd love to be in a Santa hat giving this stuff away, but I'm about 2.5 hours drive from the nearest city. So there's no little shop next door where I can go and buy anything, really. The wheel is really... I just want to say this, that the year that was, just was. And it's not about that, it's about us, about how we deal with it. It'll be the same next year. What's going to come is going to come, and how we deal with it's really important. I'll ask you all, if you get a chance, send a message, send a hug to someone who's got mental illness, because they really need the rest of us right now. It's tough for them. For the rest of us, next year will bring what it brings, and we'll make the most of it. And I'm excited when I think about what we're going to do next year as a company. But I'm also, when I say that, I'm really excited about the people bringing into the team, not just because of the knowledge they're going to bring, which is amazing, but because the good people are going to be a good fit. I'm going to bring our first fully tattooed guy into the team, face all over, fully tattooed, but boy, can that boy trade. No one else knows of him. Completely unheard of. He's trading an indice breakout strategy or a stock breakout strategy he's going to teach, and he is up 700% last year. And he'll come and see that with you guys. I'm really excited about what's coming next year, and that, one thing about tough years, this in sport, when your team's not winning, it's a bit like Spurs at the moment. You find out who's got captain, who hasn't, and I'm really pleased with where we are. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we can do. I'm not sure this is what I wanted. We only had Greg, Richard, and JS ask for suggest prizes.
No, these are the winners.
I don't want the winners. Go back to, nah, sorry, Greg, can't do it for you, buddy. Mike, can you go back to the last list and put them all in? Guys, so Mike, put everybody who's in the room in, and we will do a draw and we'll work out a prize for them later on. That's okay, Mike, no worries at all. You're another one of the additions to the staff that's done really well, Mike. I'm really pleased with the staff. Okay. Let's see who wins. Oluwati, and we're supposed to be on a call at some stage, buddy.
Here goes Joreen. So do we unmute Joreen?
Joreen, are you in the room?
Yeah, Joreen's here.
What would you like as a prize, Joreen? It cannot be $1 million. What would you like as a prize?
Think of yourself as Aladdin, and Paul is the genie, about to grant you whatever wish you desire, as long as it's within the realms of possibility.
Joreen would like one more class on Forex trading. Joreen will give you your choice of courses next year. Mike, can you write it down and make sure James knows? James is due back on the 6th of January. He'll take care of this stuff when he's back here.
I think we lost Paul. Can everybody hear me? Gainsy, you can hear me. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think we might have lost Paul. I think he's the internet finally caught him instead of the disease, whatever it is.
Frozen in time.
Yeah, you are frozen, Paul. We can't hear you now, mate. Your camera's frozen and you're muted as well. So I guess we'll be wrapping it up now anyway. It's probably about the right time to call a close to the whole thing. We're a couple of hours in. Thanks so much, guys, for coming on in, and a Merry Christmas to you all. Have a lovely Christmas period and a great New Year as well. Stay safe as always. So, don't trade if you don't need to. But if you're gonna if you need to keep your hand in, then do what's necessary. You are welcome, John. You're welcome, Gary. Happy Christmas to you all. Happy Christmas, Ainsley. Happy Christmas, Orlando. Alexis, Shukri, Lloyd.
Happy Christmas,
bye.
Alexis,
have a great one, guys.
Everybody.
It's been a great year, and it's been an honour to be a team with you all.
And hopefully we'll see you all next
Merry
week.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Merry Christmas, guys. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye, George. Happy Christmas, mate.
Same to you. Cheers, guys.